I was born where the dust meets the sun. No name, no home, just the road to run. Every day was a question, every night a test, till I saw a man walking, calm in his breath. He didn't call me, didn't ask me to stay, just walked with the silence leading the way. But something inside me already knew this was a road I was meant to choose. No leash, no promise, no reason why, just a steady heart and an open sky. So I walk step by step, mile by mile, through burning days and freezing nights. I want food, not for fame, but for the peace I saw it in his name. I'm just a dog with dusty feet, but I learned what it means to walk for peace. They call him Piku Panyakara. He walks like the world isn't pulling him apart. Every step of prayer, every breath of vow, teaching me more than words ever could now. When he stopped, I stopped. When he said, I lay down. When he chanted, the whole world slowed around. I didn't need to understand every sound. I just felt the ground soften under us now. I wasn't lost anymore, I wasn't afraid. The road itself had taught me how to stay. So I walked through cities and fields of pain, past open hands and falling rain. I walked where the broken pray, where hope still breathes in quiet ways. I'm just a dog with a faithful heart, but peace found me when I chose to start. They say I'm following a man, but I think we're following something bigger than that. A dream where no one walks alone, where even a stray can find a home. I don't know Washington. I don't know how far the road goes, but I know this: when he walks, the world feels lighter. So I walk till my legs say no, till the road runs out, till the last sunset glows. I walk with the calm I've learned, with every bridge crossed, every lesson earned. I'm just a local, born from the street, but my dream is simple: to walk beside peace. If you see us coming, don't bow to me. Just breathe, slow down, and walk gently, because peace doesn't ask who you are, It only asks, will you take the next step?
Hey there, fellow stargazers, and welcome to Sister Stargazers for the week of January 19th through the 31st. And I thought I would start with that song because it's written for the monks, the 24 monks that are walking from Texas to Washington, D.C. And it's about their walk for peace. And also about that particular song was about their little dog that found them in India and then just started walking with them and has been on the road with them coming from India to Texas and then on the road on this mission, walking for peace. And so that was by a person, Sai Long, who's affiliated with the Monks Walk for Peace. And you can find this information on, if you just go ahead and scroll. But I thought it would be appropriate for Martin Luther King Day and just looking at the sky with all of the tension that's inherent and over the next few weeks and leading up into this February. There's an eclipse in February, a North Node solar eclipse on the 17th of February, and then 2 weeks later, a lunar eclipse on the 3rd of March. So I wanted to put those on your calendar. But coming into this, I'm going to be sharing the screen. I've got a Zoom going, so it's not live. It's not yet. So I'm sharing the screen for this week of the first, so when I post this on Facebook, you guys will see it. But I'm sharing the screen for the week of January 19th, and there is a pileup of planets, personal planets, asteroid goddesses, and centaurs between late Capricorn, as we start out the week, and 24 degrees of Aries. So that is about a quarter. Well, if we take in the asteroid goddess Juno, it's basically about a quarter of the chart is filled. So a quarter of the zodiac is a kind of a big slice of the pie. It's a big slice of the sky, and we've got just this pile up, and maybe that's the wrong word, but it's a grand stellium of planets kind of bunched into their separate little bunches. So there's many stelliums, which are 3 or more planets in conjunction. And there's several of them in this quarter of the sky. And what's happening is the quarter gets smaller. So it's going to be down to instead of 90 degrees of the sky, it's going to be 60 degrees of the sky. And this puts a lot of emphasis on experiences in your particular chart where Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries is. So I'm going to start here with this on January 19th. And the reason it's so potent is because of today, basically, because everything is changing sign, including the sun on Monday, today, January 19th, or, in the future, it's going to be in the past for you, but January 19th, the sun changes sign from Capricorn into Pisces. And soon, following that, will be Mercury and Mars. So this is pretty potent astrology because they will all be loading into Aquarius. Pluto is already there, as you all know, at 3 degrees Aquarius, and this Venus is moved into Aquarius already, and she is at 2 degrees Aquarius. So this week we're going to have a Venus-Pluto conjunction, and as the week rolls out, we will have a a Sun-Venus-Pluto conjunction, and then we will have a Mercury-Sun-Venus-Pluto conjunction. So you see where I'm going with this? It's kind of piled up. And then over in Pisces, we have, and this week is pretty momentous as well because we have Neptune changing sign. So we have the Sun changing sign, Mercury changing sign, Mars changing sign, Neptune changing sign. Neptune is right at 29 degrees as we open up the week. Pisces, it's going to be moving into Aries, the Aries point, onto the Aries point. And that's pretty momentous. That's a lot of shifting for 1 week. Now, I'm going to be talking quickly about major events of the 2 weeks because we're leading. I'm on a 2-week rotation here. So leading up to this full moon coming up on February 1st. And the other conjunction that's going to be coming up is this Chiron to Eris conjunction in Aries, again, about the personal self, the I am, the sense of self. And Chiron is the maverick. It's also the healer. And it's highlighting authenticity. Where are we real? And I kind of want to loop this back to the monk's walk for peace because that to me is a very real, intended, focused action that is being met by thousands of people all over the world to honor the idea of peace, the intention of peace, the living of peace. So inside, like cultivating that as a practice, so peace as a practice. And this is partly what I'm interested in conveying today because of this little pileup of these planets in these different areas that are calling on us to measure our power, not to be reactive, but to be responsible, and also come from a place of kindness and compassion. And so that's a tall order, right? So let's just break it down in the time I've got left. Let's see. The sun moves into Aquarius. Yes, we talked about that. That's 1/19, January 19th. And on the same day, Venus conjunct Pluto. Now, Venus conjunct Pluto can be about issues of power in relationship or around money. So you might want to think about or consider any really practical places where you're going to be using your money. Is it going to be well spent? Venus is also about relationship. So this also calls for positive, responsible relationship with others. Be honest, but also know where you are using power inappropriately or it's being used against you. So there's like this kind of dancing line between Venus being open and receptive and gracious, but also knowing your boundaries, I think, is a good keyword for Venus conjunct Pluto. Just noticing, maybe not saying anything, maybe opening the heart and approaching the subject with love and compassion, and also putting up that little fence around the heart if necessary. On Tuesday, the 20th of January, we've got Mercury sextile Neptune, which could be really great for creative adventures, creative insights, art making, music making, all that kind of stuff, because Neptune pulls in the inspirational and Mercury channels it into the mind, into manifestation. So, and at that point too, Mercury on Tuesday, the 20th, Mercury's also moving into Aquarius. On Wednesday, the sun is conjunct Aquarius. That's the 21st. So this is a good time for heartfelt, again, pretty direct communication. It's a focused kind of day where you can get a lot done. There might also be surprising communication, because this particular chart, all of these late, or I should say early planets, all these early planets entering into the early part of Aquarius, leaving the late part of Capricorn, are making trines back to Uranus at 27 degrees Taurus, and Sedna back in she's in Gemini, 0 degrees Gemini. So there's a trine there between Sedna, which is our soul purpose, and the trines are heading back towards. So this Uranus, Sedna, surprising developments around soul purpose, insights, resources available, development of an idea. These are all available to us right now. And then, how do we use it? How do we use it? So you might be receiving incredible insights. Now this is general sun sign astrology, so it's open to all. Big insights are available to us at this time. And as these personal planets, Mercury, the Sun, Mars, move into Aquarius this week, there will be more of that on tap. So this week between the 19th and the 19th and the 23rd are pretty powerful. As we approach the end of the week, we've got Mercury conjunct Pluto, making a trine back to Uranus and Sedna, and we've got the Sun conjunct Pluto, making a trine back to Uranus and Sedna. We've got Mars moving in on the 23rd, Friday the 23rd. Mars moves into Aquarius. And then that sets up for the following week, because Mars will be making a conjunction to the Sun and trining Uranus and Aquarius. So you see where I'm going? There's a lot of potent astrology. Yeah, so as we move into Sunday, the 25th, we have a first quarter moon. And that's going to be the moon's in Taurus, making a fixed square to the Sun in Aquarius. So the only caution with that particular lunation is to not get bogged down in something that is irretractable, that is not going to be amendable or flexible, because it is a fixed square. The moon is in Taurus, the sun is in Aquarius, and at that time too, the moon has just made before the first quarter moon on the 25th. The moon will be in a square to Pluto, so there might be tough decisions, tough emotions that come up on the 25th. That are entrenched in maybe old beliefs or false beliefs or beliefs that maybe need a little tweaking. So just be aware of that. On Monday, the 26th, we've got Neptune. This is a big day. The 26th, Monday, January 26th. Neptune finally, after going back and forth across its anorectic degree, the 28, 29 degree of Pisces, finally moves into Aries. And I expect the 2 weeks leading up to this they've been momentous. And as we move into the end of January and this sign changes, you might notice around that day, the 26th, 27th, that whole last week, and even a few days before. So Saturday, the 24th, Sunday, the 25th, just as the last arc minutes of Neptune in Pisces. We will never see this again in our lifetime, right? This is how momentous it is, because it won't be around. Neptune won't be around to this point again in 165 years. Okay, so it is pretty momentous. So this is a time when there's illusions are going to be revealed even more than they've been as Saturn has been moving with Neptune, right? And Saturn isn't far behind. It's still in Pisces, but it's going to be coming in and joining Neptune in Aries next month. So we have about 3 weeks of Neptune on this Aries point and drilling down into what are the illusions that we've accepted, or maybe, some of the beliefs that we've accepted. Neptune is beliefs as well about ourselves. And are there things that we want to change and want to drop or want to add? It's like a drop add kind of time. So, yeah, I mean, this is a good time to be thinking about that before Neptune crosses the line. And I expect, when these big outer planets cross over into a new sign, and they're going to be staying there for a while, so Neptune's going to be in Aries for about 11 years. Yeah. So there's change ahead. I mean, as if you didn't already know that, but when you can be conscious of it, it can be easier. Yeah. So on the 27th, Tuesday the 27th, we've got Mars conjunct Pluto. So this is just a day after Neptune crosses over into Aries. And that's a little more prickly. Mars is really feisty. Pluto is like not taking anything, not taking it. Pluto's like do or die, it's doesn't take any bull. So Mars, you just want to be aware. Situational awareness on the 27th is a good idea. Mars conjunct Pluto. We also have the moon making a conjunction to Uranus. So this can be, Mars conjunct Pluto can be very aggressive as well. So watch out for those kinds of tendencies. And then moon Gemini conjunction with, Sedna and, Uranus is a little more, there's a little more added to the equation. So a lot of intuitive guidance. So if you get a hit, like a hit meaning like an insight not to go somewhere, follow that. Really, that's a good day to follow your hunches, the 27th. All right, as we get down, 28th is relatively empty, thank goodness. The 29th, we've got Mercury conjunct Venus, a wonderful day for expressing your love, but they're both in Aquarius, so there's going to be a bit of detachment. You might meet someone new or have a great discussion with somebody, and this can be about, more objective kinds of work or even future planning. And then on the 1st of February, we've got a full moon in Leo, and what I'll do is probably do another show and post it on the Facebook page about that, because it's close to the midpoint of the fixed sign Leo. So the moon is going to be in Leo. The sun, of course, is in Aquarius. And that sets up a dynamic for the individual expressing himself or herself or themselves in Leo in a manner that's known to them, that's comfortable for them, but then getting an opposition from the sun in Aquarius, which can be authoritative and indication of more of a group think. So we have that dynamic going on, that polarity. So I'm going to just be sharing another last bit here. I've got a song queued up called We Walk for Peace. And again, just mentioning the work of the monks, and also an offering, hearts grow tired, afraid, and weak. We remember why we walk, because peace begins with me. So I'm just offering that as a kind of a guidance as we roll out in the next 2 weeks here. So let me just cue this up. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure coming in and being on the air and talking with you. So thank you for listening, and walk with peace. Bye for now.
We rise before the daylight breaks, dust on our feet, hope in our hands. Long roads stretch beyond our sight, your kindness shows us where to stand. Through towns and fields, through joy and pain, we carry more than what we see. Every step a quiet vow, to walk with love, to walk as one. When the world feels torn apart and hearts grow tired, afraid and weak, we remember why we walk, because peace begins with me. We walk for peace, step by step, through the cold, through tears, through time, not to escape this wounded world, but to heal it one heart at a time. We walk for peace, hand in hand. Let compassion be our way, from silent prayers to open arms. Peace is born in how we walk each day. Strangers become familiar faces, sharing water, warmth and truth. Stories spoken without words, in gentle smiles and worn out shoes. We listen more than we explain. Let stillness teach us how to see that every soul we pass along is walking to just differently. In the weight of history's scars and the echoes of old pain, we choose not anger, not despair, but loving kindness once again. We walk for peace, step by step, through the doubt, through night and rain, not chasing dreams that live far off, but planting hope where we remain. We walk for peace, breath by breath. Let mindfulness light the way. In every pause, in every step, peace is practiced, not just pray. Peace is not somewhere else, not a finish line ahead. It lives in how we listen, in every word we never said. When we soften our reactions, when we choose to understand, the world begins to change its course through the kindness of our hands. Children laugh along the road, elders bow with knowing eyes. Different faiths, one shared wish, to let suffering slowly subside. We bless the ground beneath our feet and those who walk with us in spirit, for no one walks this path alone when love is what we carry. We walk for peace, side by side, not perfect but awake and true. Every step a living prayer, for me, for them, for you. We walk for peace today, right here, in families, streets and homes, because the path to peace on earth is walked by human hearts alone. So when the road feels long and hard and the world feels heavy still, just breathe, be kind, take one more step. That is how we walk for peace.